In this video, we are going to discuss the vulnerabilities that allow threat actors to breach information systems. We will start by defining what a vulnerability is, explore its different types, and see how attackers exploit these weaknesses to carry out their attacks. Next, we will discuss attacks on platforms, including legacy, on-premises, hosted, and cloud platforms. Finally, we will cover social engineering attacks, which target users instead of technology platforms. In the last video, we talked about who the threat actors are, what motivates them, and who they target. Now let's dive deeper into their attacks and how they exploit security holes known as vulnerabilities to launch their attacks. First, let's get clear on what vulnerabilities are and the different types that exist. A security vulnerability is basically a flaw in an information system that threat actors can exploit to gain unauthorized access to launch their attacks. There are two main types of vulnerabilities. One, technology vulnerabilities. These include issues with platforms, unpatched software, and zero-day vulnerabilities. Two, human vulnerabilities. These involve social engineering tactics that target human behavior rather than technology. Threat actors use both types of vulnerabilities to infiltrate information systems. A computer platform refers to the combination of hardware, operating systems, and software frameworks that support the execution of software applications. Platforms can be attractive targets for hackers. Over the years, computer platforms have evolved significantly to meet the ever-growing needs of both individual and enterprise users. We can classify computer platforms into four categories: legacy platforms, on-site platforms, hosted, and cloud platforms. These platforms provide the foundation to run user applications. Legacy platforms refer to older systems that are still in use but are no longer updated or supported. For example, Windows 7 is a legacy platform that Microsoft stopped supporting in 2020, urging users to migrate to a newer version such as Windows 10. Since legacy platforms are not supported by vendors, they may have many unknown vulnerabilities that could harm the information systems running on them. The second type of platform is called on-site or on-premise, which was very popular with enterprises in the early 2000s. This refers to data centers located within the company. Because the data center is physically within the company, it was considered a secure approach to computing. However, there are many flaws in this approach that can make it vulnerable to attacks. The first weakness is its inflexibility to change. If the company needs to add more servers and equipment, it could face challenges in terms of physical capacity, shortage of technical employees, and keeping up with recent developments in hosting and networking. The next big step in computing platforms was the hosted platform. This is where users could tap into the resources of a host company to use servers, storage devices, and networking infrastructure. These resources are shared by multiple enterprises based on the contract fee and access level. In return, the hosting company guarantees a minimum level of service through a service level agreement, SLA. The latest evolution in computing is the cloud. Here, users can access services, including infrastructure, platforms, and software. Whether you're an individual or an enterprise user, you pay per use, meaning you only pay for what you need. Depending on your needs, the cloud service provider can scale resources up or down to meet changing demands. It's the most effective type of platform in use today because cloud service providers specialize in hosting. They have the financial and human resources to support a large number of users and ensure security. Plus, they have the facilities for various types of servers and networking equipment to support remote users. Despite all these benefits, the cloud can still be compromised by hackers if it's not configured properly. More importantly, a one-size-fits-all approach doesn't work in cloud security. Service providers need to devise security methods tailored to each user to avoid any data breaches. Another source of vulnerability is third parties. These are external entities that work with the company to help accomplish its tasks. This collaboration gives third parties access to some or all of the company's information assets. For example, lawyers, marketers, and IT service providers are all considered third parties who have access to the company's information systems depending on their tasks. Hackers often target these third parties to infiltrate the company's information systems. The next type of vulnerability is called zero-day. Software and operating system vendors are always releasing patches to fix security holes in their systems. Hackers, on the other hand, are constantly on the lookout for these holes to penetrate systems. When hackers find a security hole that the system vendors don't know about yet, it is called zero-day. This means the software vendor has 0 day to fix the attack because it's already out there. To minimize 0-day attacks, companies often hire professional hackers to run penetration tests and report any security holes they find. Sometimes they even offer bug bounties to hackers who discover and report security bugs. Once these flaws are identified, companies can go ahead and fix the bugs. In social engineering attacks, hackers focus on manipulating people rather than technology to achieve their goals. They exploit psychological weaknesses like fear, trust, greed, and curiosity to access the information they need for their attacks. Here are some common types of social engineering attacks. 1. Prepending. It is adding something at the beginning of a message to make it appear legitimate, like "re" in an email subject line. 2. Phishing is sending fraudulent messages that appear to come from a reputable source to trick recipients into revealing sensitive information. 3. Impersonation is pretending to be someone else, such as trusted colleague or authority figure, to gain access to information or systems. 4. Phishing redirection is redirecting a user from a legitimate website to a malicious one that looks similar, designed to steal login credentials. 5. Phishing spam is mass emails sent to a large number of recipients, often containing links to malicious websites or attachments. 6. Phishing hoax is spreading false information to cause panic or confusion, like claiming an account has been compromised. 7. Watering hole attack is compromising a website that a specific group is known to visit, infecting visitors with malware. 8. Physical procedure is using physical actions to gain access to information, such as breaking into a building or stealing a device. 9. Dumpster diving is searching through trash to find sensitive information that has been discarded. 10. Tailgating is following someone into a restricted area without authorization by closely following an authorized person. And 11, shoulder surfing is observing someone's screen or keyboard to obtain sensitive information by looking over their shoulder.